Welcome to channel where we make your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now today's video we would like to discuss how the Australian education, international education sector is set to lose $310 million. Wow, it's a major setback. Obviously, a lot of complaint has been made against the migration strategy plan launched late last year. Well, we have just let you capture what had happened. If you wanted to refer back some of my videos last year, obviously, I think it was in mid 2023 where the Minister of Education had come out, Jason Clare, said about there's a way to actually remove a lot of so-called the ghost colleges. And with the introduction of what's so-called the genuine student test, which we haven't really seen the actual policy yet. However, the actual plan and the action plan has actually been adopted and implemented into the Australian student visa system. It's not just Australia, by the way. You may see the phenomenon is going across internationally, especially in the English-speaking language countries. For example, UK slash its net migration for about half. Now, when we talk about net migration, it's not just talking about the permanent migrants. It's including all the temporary migrants, and a lot of numbers of these temporary migrants are either travelers, visitors, and also the large chunk is international students. And the same thing happening in Canada as well. I think they cut 1/3 as well on a quota. A different mechanism, different ways. Anyway, it's all cutting the net migration globally. So basically what they're trying to do is raise up the requirements. So hopefully they can get all those housing issues or crises, so-called, or inflation to be dropped. Anyway, let's see what this news article has been circulated in the past 2 or 3 days. What are they all talked about? And then I'll provide some of my views at the end of this video. All right, so let's have a look at the first one. It's from, it's quite a cute name, Koala International Education News. You may do your own Google search. You can find this news too. And let me have read on the title. It says Uni Group. So that's the group of university in Australia. Anticipated that Australian dollars cost 310 million. Well, not cost. It's a loss on the visa action. So what visa action is basically pointed out to the financial. Migration strategy plan launched and announced by the Minister of Home Affairs, Clare O'Neil, back late last year. And they are telling us there's a warn of the financial damage to the university sector, an estimated Australian dollars of 310 million across 6 signatory universities. Now that's a lot. And we are not even talking about the damages caused to the private institution, though. I guess in the private institution, it's a further enlarged damage, because that's basically what they are targeting towards as well. So we are expecting there's going to be a lot of closures of private institutions. Okay, David Crow from Sydney Morning Herald published the piece today titled "Foreign Student Visa Rejection to Cost Unis 310 million this year." So that's excerpt include giving ongoing recovery impact of COVID-19 situation particularly alarming. They wrote 16 institutions. So I've checked that these universities, they are not the major 8, the so-called the G8, not the University of Queensland, not University of National University, not not Monash, not University of Sydney or Melbourne. So all those big ones are fine, but apart from them, rest of other university is actually suffering the issues. So let's have a look at what's actually been going on there. So level playing field, a source close to the Koala. So that's a Koala International education news here. Didn't realize how much of the issue implication a level 2 institution were is now looking pushed through. So what do they mean by level 2 institution? Well, obviously level 1 institutions will be those what I just named. For example, UQ, Melbourne University, University of Sydney, Australian National University. Those will be the level 1. Now the level 2 will be, for example, Griffith, QUT, what else? Swinburne, and all other level 3, for example, USQs and all other university. And we're not even touching what happened to the private institution. For example, all those colleges providing cookery courses, mechanics, auto mechanics, pastry courses. Now these institutions will suffer more, I believe, in total than the universities. Okay. So the clause is also aware that study abroad application visiting a 6 months these semester exchange are also being caught up with a mess up policy intent versus what's happening there. Now I wanted to take you to this piece of information from ISET Monitor here, because it does provide a more detailed information. It's published yesterday, as you can see, on the 14th of February, talking about visa rejection rate spike of some institution withdrawing admission offer. So it's again the same phenomenon happened as what a lot of university or institution is actually experiencing, the visa rejection. So obviously they don't want visa rejection. So once visa is rejected, so what will happen next is obviously the international student, the applicants will seek refund, and not just the refund on the institutional fees, enrollment fees, and also refund on the overseas student insurance money, visa applications. Perhaps some of them won't, but I've heard there are numbers of a group of Indian students asking for even admission fees refund as well. So there's a major money being paid and major money being transferred back. That's gonna cause a lot of issues for a lot of institutions, also agencies as well. Now going back to here, more than a third, so 1/3 of South Australian students refused. So they are focusing on particular group of people, but if you take into a deeper look, these third South Asian international students, perhaps they are all enrolling into well, how should I phrase this? Cheaper courses and level 2 or level 3 university, or even private institutions, and that's where the problem has comes. And there's some numbers, although these numbers doesn't make any sense anymore, because there has just been so many rejections. So institutions scramble to avoid penalization. So the new law and policies not just rejecting the student visas, but it also penalize these institutions. So not too sure how they're gonna penalize. I think that the only way is they making application for these penalized colleges or universities process longer time. Now that's going to cause a lot of problem there. So in the long run, education agents and also students may lose the interest on applying for courses through these institutions, which is bad. Okay. And the agencies that student applying institution deemed to be high risk are now experiencing longer visa processing time. That's exactly what it is, and they will put some risk mask on the those institutions. Suffice to say that institution ability to meet recruitment admission target becomes more unpredictable. So again, that's gonna cost a lot of institutions to lesser their money spending on marketing. And there's some university rescinding offers on enrollment. So what does that mean? Rescind basically means canceling. So they're not waiting for visa rejections. They basically go back to the student or agent, say, look, what we have offered you, I'm sorry, we no longer want to offer you anymore. So they can see the patterns of how these 1/3 of South Asians students are like. So for example, there's a university in Wollongong, La Trobe University. They have basically written back to the students saying, look, sorry, we will cancel your confirmation of enrollment and refund the money back straight away, rather than waiting for the student to lodge the visa and cause all of other issues. Other institutions responding, narrowing down source countries. Meanwhile, another international schools have chosen limited countries from which accepting application and bill to increase the visa approval. These schools were only accepting offshore application from Europe, Brazil, Argentina, South Korea, Japan, Canada, US, UK, Taiwan, Mexico, Fiji, Papua New Guinea. So it seems to be it's basically targeting on students coming from the South Asian countries and plus China as well. And again, it's not just Australia, it's Canada, UK. It's the global phenomenon. It's due to, first of all, it's due to the inflation caused by cost pandemic. There's economic warfare or technology warfare going on around the world. So it's an international phenomenon. Also, the war going on from Europe, Middle East. That's all causing the issues. So anyway, that's what's happening there. Now, what is my thought? Well, through 2023, obviously, if you have following my channel, you may notice that I have reporting in regards to so-called ghost colleges, the changed requirements of international student application policies, and all of that. I want to say this doesn't just come, out of nowhere. It has been planned for years. And that's even before pandemic. There's a lot of things has already been planned. They are just implementing what they have planned. So if you go back to some of my videos last year, I've already warned on applying for those private institutions. For example, how do you identify these bad institutions? If you can see the costs of the courses are extremely cheap, or perhaps they provide you a lot of installment over the year, those kind of colleges will be wiped out, will be gone. Now, we're now talking about some of other so-called level 2 or level 3 universities also being rejected. I think they're rejected based on the student applicant themselves. If Australia believe during a time they don't want to have so many migrants to come to Australia, it's obviously that a country like Australia will actually pick a better applicant rather than somebody else that has provided lesser economic value to the nation. So again, it's all about national interest again. So unfortunately, they have been targeting on the South Asian applicants, not being discriminated, but it's the fact that it is. So what you can do now is it's better that you pick a better courses and a better universities if you know that your level of risk is actually higher by rating. If you're coming from South Asia, and that's including China, then you better pick up better courses to actually study with. Otherwise, a ratio of high percentage of rejections will basically be not even the visa in the institution or university might not even accept you anyway. Should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.